Hello and welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. I'm really happy to have you all back today for another pick a card reading. And of course, thank you to any and all, of course, but any and all subscribers to the channel. The comments and reception for my last video was so heartwarming and positive, so thank you so much to everyone who's joined me from the last video. I'm so happy to have you here. And thank you, of course, too, to all the subscribers from previous videos. So in this one, what we're looking at is a message from Spirit, but specifically what we're looking at is a loving message from your spiritual guides, from your spiritual team. There are going to be 3 piles today, and I have pulled some rose cards from a very special deck that I have, and I'll be reading in the piles. The first thing I'll do is read the message of each rose, okay? So a specific message from the rose. So this will be pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. There's going to be a mix of oracle and tarot cards this time, almost an even mix. And we're going to be looking at, basically I'm going to pull some supporting oracle cards just to look at the energy you've been going through and what's coming. But with the tarot cards, we're going to do a special spread of 4 cards in each of the 3 piles. The card number 1 is going to be looking at what storm you've been weathering, okay? What you've been going through. The second one is going to be what Spirit is bringing to you, like the peace arriving now from Spirit. The third card, the third tarot card, is going to be how Spirit wants to bless you. And the fourth one will be the promise ahead, so what's coming. So we're going to look at all of that. For the pile, I want you to pick intuitively. So based on your gut, really, your intuition, and not necessarily with your eyes. So I'm going to give you about a minute to meditate on all of the cards, all 3 piles, and the crystals. So you can pick based on the number if you're really resonating with the number 1, 2, or 3, or maybe you're resonating with this card, or this card, or this card, or you can pick based off of the crystal I've selected. So for the first card, we have a very beautiful sort of pink and white rose, and it's in shadow actually. And for the crystal, we have the amethyst. For pile number 2, we have a beautiful, kind of a peach colored rose, and it's in partial shade and partially light, really. So we have some shadows. And we have citrine as the crystal. In pile number 3, you have a very beautiful, it's also kind of a salmon color, kind of in the more orange family, but more saturated than the previous one. Kind of like a pinky orange color. And this rose is pretty much in full sunlight. Okay, and for the crystal, we have an iolite and sunstone crystal. So it's kind of a combination. Very beautiful energy. All right, I want to give you about a minute to meditate on the energies of each pile. So please feel free, take the next minute to sit and think about and really feel out which pile's calling to you. And the description will have the timestamps for each of the piles below. I'll see you in the reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading and welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. I'm so happy that you've joined me today for this message. I'm very excited to bring this message. So again, what it is a loving message from Spirit for you today, from your spirit guides, from your ancestors, from the universe. Of course, the first order of business is just a reminder, just a gentle reminder. I'm an intuitive reader here, not any sort of, licensed therapist or counselor or doctor. So just know these messages are meant to support your own inner knowing, really, not replace your own judgment or, tell you exactly what to do. Of course, always you have free will, and that's the beauty of life. And so if something is resonating, let it affirm what you're already really feeling deep down. And if it's not resonating, that's okay. Just feel free to leave it behind. It could just mean the pile wasn't quite for you. And then maybe you can jump to a different pile or even a different reading. So that's just a little reminder again at the beginning before we get started. But, I hope there'll be a message for you today. And this is your pile if you were really drawn to the number 1 here, if you were drawn to the amethyst crystal, or if you were drawn to this beautiful pink and white rose. So let's jump into it. There's going to be a mix of oracle cards and tarot cards. And then remember, the tarot cards do stand for specific messages, which I'll remind you of as we go through. So first off, I want to read to you the message of this particular card and this particular deck. This deck is very interesting. It's called the Rose Alchemy deck. And there's different series of rose pictures and rose messages in this deck. And this series will stand for Rose Ma, which is basically a series of roses that the author of this deck really connects with kind of divine feminine energy, okay? Stepping into femininity, that divine feminine energy. And it's number 3 in the series. So I want to read for you pretty much the full message from the deck. Because it's just such a unique deck. And this is setting the tone for the loving message that Spirit has for you. So let's open it up. Just a reminder too, it's really this series that you've picked is all about the qualities of the awakened and empowered feminine. Okay. So for you, you have picked RM3, Rose Ma 3. I am inner strength. You see me not, but still I am here, even in the dark of night, my inner core shines. The message with this rose is that even when not illuminated by the full light of the sun, the strength and resilience of the rose does not diminish. Her beauty and her power is retained, and she holds inner presence and grace. She waits in the shadows until it's her time to shine. The feminine and her qualities have been hidden from much of humanity in the past 2,000 years. The masculine qualities of action and doing, the attraction of external power, have seen her cast into the shadows. She is emerging with a profound and palpable sense of her own value and rich gifts, to once again place herself in equality with the masculine, to create a new dance. This rose asks you, where do you hold your sense of value of yourself, and where do you give away your power? Again, the message here is I am inner strength, and letting your inner light shine. Letting your inner light shine and not seeking that external validation. So that message will definitely set the tone for this reading today. So the message from Spirit, the loving message from Spirit, is that you're stepping into a time where you can shine again. So perhaps you've been feeling kind of in the dark, really, about things, kind of feeling like maybe you're not shining in what you're doing. Your inner light isn't coming through. But now you're going to be stepping into a time where your energy is coming forward. And I think people are going to be taking notice of you a lot more. So if that's resonating, that's already affirmation that this reading is for you. And for me, amethyst too is a sign that right now your guides are really with you. Amethyst for me, it is such a powerful stone of connection with Spirit. It really is connected with that third eye chakra, sometimes the crown chakra too, but definitely with spiritual awakening and a feeling of connection. Okay, connection to Spirit. So let's look at all of let's just put this right over here. That's a beautiful message from Spirit. We have honoring oneself with buttercups. Yeah, buttercups the message from the Buttercup is all about honoring yourself and stepping into the light and showing other people your inner light. Buttercups are these beautiful flowers that they're so yellow, right? And they're just lovely and kind of dainty. And they just shine, really. So I think this is a time where your inner light is going to really start to come through. We have Stag, trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. 828 as an angel number from your spiritual team with victory. Be content with what you've done. Recall the sacrifices you made, the work you did, and the truths you uncovered. Your angels applaud you and send you celebratory energy. Show them you receive it by thanking yourself out loud right now. Perhaps even dance or sing along to your favorite happy song. Feel the divine flow through you. As I was saying, you're very connected to this divine spiritual energy right now. And again, this yellow color coming through. Honoring yourself, celebrating yourself. You may have been going through kind of a dark time, like that shadow time where you, maybe for quite some time, you have felt kind of in the shadows. And then we have Cave with Sanctuary. Oh, that's a beautiful message. The cave energy is kind of like a womb in a way. A cave, it's a safe place where you can go and kind of be yourself and create. This person here is creating artwork, and he's got all of his colors already mixed and the fire started, and so it's a very comfortable and safe kind of environment for this person to get into the flow state and to create. And what he creates will be seen by other people. So he's really stepping into an energy of expression, okay, doing something that will last. That's very interesting. Okay, so I've kind of arranged the cards like this to show what you've been feeling, okay? So this first card is going to be what maybe have you been going through right now? What have you been feeling right now? And maybe you've been feeling excluded, in the dark, really. So like shut out, left out, blocked, rejected, not a part of your life, or pushed out. So that kind of already echoes what we've been talking about. So you have maybe been feeling in the dark about things. And now let's look at our tarot cards. So the first one is going to represent the storm that you've weathered. And let's see. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, yeah. So that's a pretty big storm to be weathering. So just like that message of maybe being in the dark we got from our Rose Ma card, and this excluded and this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it may be things like what you've been going through, the storm you've been weathering, that Spirit wants to send you a loving message about, is that you maybe have been feeling like nothing's going your way. Maybe it's been like a series of unfortunate events. It could be any sort of major events in your life, like, things being difficult at work or harder in relationships, or maybe even loss of money, or like sometimes this is associated with gambling or like losing funds or things like that. But it even could just be support, I feel like, from other people. And with this exclusion card, I think you have just felt kind of alone, and like things aren't going your way, like you're not on track in your life, and like maybe overlooked too. Like the people around you and maybe the people you love aren't really appreciating you for all of the things you are bringing to the table. Okay, so let's interpret the next thing. So the next message from Spirit, this card number 2 from the tarot, is what peace is arriving now for you? What message from Spirit do we have for that? Okay, we have the Moon in reverse. So you've been going through major energy. This is 2 major arcana in one reading, so that's pretty significant. But with the Moon in reverse, the Moon upright for me is like dreams, illusions, things being nebulous and unclear in kind of a difficult way. So actually, as a message with the peace arriving now, you're going to be gaining clarity. You're going to be gaining clarity on the situations that have been bothering you. So for example, if you felt like things aren't going your way at work, it's going to become clear why. So maybe you will find out about a rumor that's been going on around behind your back or something like that. I'm kind of saying that because of all this blue energy I'm seeing, which is like throat chakra energy. So maybe you'll find out like who's been talking about you poorly, that you didn't know about, for example. It could also be with the Wheel of Fortune or things not going your way. Maybe it'll become clear to you that you have been living in some self-fulfilling prophecies. So maybe the way you speak to yourself has been kind of manifesting things in a way you wouldn't want. So maybe if you're always saying about yourself, like, that you're failing or you're not succeeding or people don't like you, if you have this self-narrative that's putting yourself down, it's going to become clear to you how that's affecting your life and affecting your fortune, or actually pushing other people away. Okay, so this is actually very positive for me as peace arriving right now. It's like clarity is arriving, and that clarity is coming from Spirit. Spirit is going to help you see people in your life maybe who are not helping things go your way, or they'll help you see ways in which you are not helping yourself, or if you have habits. Like, for example, it could be even like overspending, anything like that. So any aspect where you have been, where your own actions have been affecting you, or other people's actions have been affecting you. Okay, the third card here is going to be how Spirit wants to bless you. Oh, okay, we have Four of Wands. That's really nice. So this is definitely, Four of Wands is like traditionally associated with finding a home, or like a feeling of home, kind of like a celebrations. This is a nice energy. So especially when we pair it with this feelings of being excluded, or like people aren't seeing or celebrating you and things aren't going your way. With the Four of Wands, it's going to feel like you're going to get a break from this, okay? Things are going to feel like they start to go your way. If this is situations with other people, like you're having trouble in relationships, there's going to be a pause on that. You're going to be able to start to talk to and relate with other people. And in the traditional like Rider-Waite, with the Four of Wands, you can see like four wands kind of holding up a tent, and there's like a marriage happening, and people are attending. It's kind of like a little celebration. Not quite the same celebration as with some of those 10 cards in the tarot, but for me, this is a very nice message that Spirit wants to bless you with people who will celebrate you, with a closening of ties with people, with being able to celebrate yourself, I feel. Spirit wants you to celebrate yourself and to honor yourself, to celebrate your accomplishments, okay? To see how far you've come. Truly, and you'll probably hear me say this before if you've watched my channel, but it's really true. It's cliche, but it's true that the thief of joy really is comparison. So if one of these things you've been doing, maybe like a self-fulfilling prophecy, is but you've been comparing yourself to other people and feeling like a failure, you have to know that's so unfair to do to yourself, because other people have completely different circumstances. And so the only fair comparison is for you to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, or to the actions you took yesterday. Anything else is just an injustice to yourself. So Spirit's going to help you start to really celebrate yourself, and that's going to make you more magnetic and draw other people to you. And I also think that perhaps if things that haven't been going well, like maybe if something hasn't been going very well in like your love life, you're gonna be find a time of happiness, and like maybe even, I think, start to find someone you might want to date, or if it's like you're already in a relationship, it's gonna come to a time where you're feeling a lot more happy. So for me, this is feelings of happiness, really. And then, okay, the next card is going to be how is Spirit, or what really is the promise ahead. So what blessing basically from Spirit, and kind of a finalization of this loving message. So kind of the promise ahead, kind of the rainbow after the storm, so to speak, as you're going through it. Ooh, Judgment. So that's another major arcana card. So you have really been going through, I think, a lot of hard feelings. And it just powerful feelings, okay? So it could be instability. Things maybe, like really, I think this Wheel of Fortune says it all. Like it has felt like things are not going your way, and maybe you've really been questioning the path that you're on. Okay, but what's going to come out? So just like we started with how you're feeling now, let's look at how you're going to feel after this kind of blessing from Spirit. Ooh. These cards are very similar looking, but the energies are kind of different, which is very beautiful. They're very slightly different. So again, it's still blue, but now we have calm. So you're going to go from feeling basically anxious and kind of gloomy, like things aren't going my way and I don't know what's going on, it's going to start to feel like, you know what, yeah, it's becoming clear to me. And then you're going to be able to draw more people to you. You're going to have those little celebrations again, trust yourself more, bring out your own inner light, and have better relationships with people. And then judgment for me, it's like a decision you can't really go back from. It's like you're taking a stance. So to me, what this means is feelings of calm and being peaceful, relaxed, and, at ease and secure are going to come. There is security in this Four of Wands. That's having a stable foundation. If you think of like a stool with 4 legs, it's a very stable stool, but something if it has only 2 legs is sometimes uneven, or you don't really want a 3-legged chair. You're going to fall over. So with Four of Wands, this is stability and calm that is coming in for you. But with judgment, this is taking matters into your own hands. So what this means is if you realize that your misfortune, maybe with finances or being unable to save money, for example, is because you're spending too much money somewhere or too freely, for example, it's going to become clear to you that you're doing this, and you're going to be able to make the decision, I'm going to change. So the promise ahead is that you are going to be able to take action on something maybe you hadn't previously been able to take action on, okay? And I think this is a very fortuitous card to come out. So the promise ahead is like, it's not really saying it's responsibility coming ahead, but it's saying that it'll become much easier for you to make a decision and to stick with it, make a judgment call, and trust your own judgment in a situation. So knowing what's best for you and then taking action on it, and also trusting that things, that you'll learn the lessons you're meant to learn, and that things will work out as they're meant to work out, with that very spiritual, kind of putting it in the hands of spirit, so to speak. And it will leave you feeling way more calm. The energy you're starting with, the storm you're going through, really it is like, it's misfortune. It's like a big rainy day, maybe even a couple of rainy days for sure. And this feeling of exclusion, I think it is a total lack of recognition. Oh no, the light went out. Here, I'm just going to do a little transition here. Let me change the light to one with a full battery. I will be right back. Thank you for bearing with me. I have fixed the lighting situation. So let's keep going. I want to tie in these oracle cards with this message from Spirit. And the overarching huge message really is to start celebrating yourself. So part of what I'm seeing here with the storm you've weathered is maybe you have been really seeking external validation, or like I said, comparing yourself to others. So maybe you're looking at life and feeling like, I'm behind on life. I haven't achieved what I wanted to achieve or what I'm supposed to achieve. And that's really a disservice to yourself, because Spirit is really wanting to point out to you all the victories you have, all the progress you have made. You have made such a mark on the world already. You are somebody who needs to let your own light shine, to step into the light, and also to remember that regardless of whether or not things are going your way, if there's some shadow, that you always have that sanctuary inside yourself, that core of who you are, that is so beautiful and that is so worth sharing with other people, like these buttercups. It's like you are like a light in the world and you need to let it shine. So what that means is celebrating yourself. So allowing yourself to move through emotions, right? Not just like wallow in them, but like sing through them, put on happy music, try to change your mood and inject change into these kind of feelings. Also, like I said, remembering that it's not fair to live your life based on the expectations of other people, and that you should only compare yourself to yourself, because that's the only fair comparison. So you really need to be more fair with yourself, pile number 1. And you have to know that even if you feel excluded, or if you feel like excluded from life, basically, like you're not maybe getting as much as other people, I'm kind of feeling that you do have a lot to be grateful and thankful for. So kind of having that gratitude, and the stability will come with the Four of Wands. So trusting that Spirit will bless you with these feelings of stability. They will be coming back. The mist, so to speak, is going to be dispersed. And you have to trust. So with stag is a symbol of protection. It is a symbol of trust. With his antlers, right, the stag can go through so much brush and like branches and things that might seem like obstacles or blocking the path. So Spirit is also asking you to trust that you will be well received, that you can travel along the path, that you're not as stuck as you feel you are, that the wheel of fortune, it's going to keep turning, and you're going to be able to push through like the brambles, so to speak, and to move forward in a positive way. So you're being empowered right now from Spirit. Spirit is saying, take a look at yourself and appreciate yourself. Let yourself shine through. Appreciate the progress you have made, and then keep pushing. So take the time to appreciate the progress you have made, and then decide to change the things that have been holding you back and keep pushing through with more confidence, more trust in the universe, and a lot more clarity. And always remember that when things feel tough, you can go to that place inside yourself, that place where you can be like alone and in the flow, and think about what's worthwhile. So like there's always a sanctuary you have in yourself, in your own presence. And that's why it's so important to honor yourself and appreciate yourself. And with the divine feminine, like when I look at what this person is doing, it's creating artwork. It's kind of an expression of, it's like working through things. To me, creating artwork is like working through things through creativity, which is all about the divine feminine sort of energy. It's like creating that new dance. It's like deciding you're going to take a new path through the forest, but always trusting that you have yourself to rely on and that yourself is enough. I hope that's coming through clearly. And it doesn't have to be, so this doesn't have to be a cave if you don't imagine yourself as feeling comfortable in a cave. So this could be like a meadow. You can envision that inside yourself there is a meadow that you can always return to and kind of bask in the beauty of yourself, in the beauty of your own inner light. If you imagine, in this one you could imagine your inner light is like this flat campfire that's giving you warmth and allowing you to process things in a safe way. It doesn't have to be a cave. It could be a meadow. It could be like, riverside, as anything like that. Whatever it is, it's this place that you can go to. And this actually could be a physical place. So Spirit might be supporting you to actually go to a physical place and like sing and dance or, around the fire and be in touch with the divine and be in the flow state. And that'll help unlock a lot more peace within you. So this doesn't mean you have to go to a cave, okay? It could mean just go out into nature. That is really, I see that as part of my main purpose and goal for this channel, is to really help people connect back with nature, because I really think people, like, we are nature. I know we live in cities often and everything, but we are nature, and we all, like, nature really is a sanctuary. It's very important for us as humans. And so whether this place is internal or actually external, Spirit is saying you can trust that it's okay to take that time and be kind of safe and cut off from the rest of the world. But once you do that, then it's time to share what you learn with the rest of the world. Okay. Those are the messages coming through. This is actually, it's a very beautiful reading and message. It's one of empowerment. It's also, please know, so the loving message, the blessing that's really coming in, you are going to feel a lot more celebrated. You are going to be able to kind of release your inner light and trust yourself more. And you're going to be able to take action on these things that maybe have kept the wheel of fortune in reverse for you, okay? That may have been keeping you from your blessings. And it will become clear. That is the kind of peace and help arriving from your spiritual team. So if you start to think things like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this, or, if you have a gut feeling about somebody, like maybe this person doesn't have my best interests at heart, definitely trust it. Definitely trust it. This is all about trusting yourself, trusting your inner knowing, okay? Okay, those are the messages, pile number 1. That's the loving message from Spirit, and how Spirit is supporting you right now. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, absolutely tell me below, how it resonated, that you picked this pile. And if you want to, you can give a like. That really helps out growing this channel. And then also, of course, if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you'd subscribe and to see the next one. Thank you, pile 1, and I hope to see you next time. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here. I'm so glad you joined me today. This reading is a special one. So this one, as I said in the intro, is a loving message from Spirit, from your spirit guides, from your spiritual team, from the universe. But before we jump in, just a gentle reminder, I'm an intuitive reader and not any sort of licensed therapist or counselor or doctor. So these messages that come through in the oracle cards and the tarot cards are just meant to support your inner knowing, not to replace your own inner knowing and judgment. So really, I can't tell you what to do. You just need to know that these readings are about helping you confirm what you already know. So if something resonates, let it affirm what you're already feeling. And if it's not resonating, just feel free to leave it behind. Don't worry over it at all. It could just mean that message wasn't for you today. But also keep in mind, these are general readings, so maybe not every message coming through will resonate to the same level. But hopefully there could be a different pile that calls out to you. And of course, remember too, there could be messages for you in multiple piles. It really just depends what was calling out to you. And this is your pile if you were very drawn to the number 2, if you were drawn to this particular rose, the very peach-colored rose, a very gentle one, or if you were drawn to the citrine. Okay. I'm very excited to bring this message to you today. Again, it's a loving message from Spirit. And with the tarot cards, again, we're going to be looking at, what storm you've been weathering, the specific kind of peace that Spirit wants to bring to you, how they want to bring it to you, and really what's ahead, what's ahead, and kind of the rainbow after the rain, you could say. And we're going to be looking at how you'll be feeling. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, pile number 2, is to read to you from the guidebook for this particular rose. So when I look at this rose, I can see RM8, which means it's in the Rose Ma series of this deck. Now, that sounds kind of funny, but what that means is it's part of a particular series that the author has deemed to be Rose Ma, meaning about the divine feminine and about embracing the power of the divine feminine. So all that means is that you have selected number 8 in a particular series about the divine feminine. So let me read to you. Let me just find it here. I want to read to you from this guidebook. Okay. And just to show you in this particular series, so that maybe it makes more sense. In particular, in this series, there's 11 in this series. It's all about the qualities of the awakened and empowered feminine energy. So very creative energy. Okay. Oh, and this one's going to mean I am creative. So because you have selected this particular rose today, this is a message from your spirit guides. I am creative. Dream the dream and make it present. It all starts with the dream. Then comes the impulse. The dream, the impulse. Both the creative and procreative essence of the feminine sits at the core of her expression. It nestles within the sacral chakra in the body. Very orange, right? So citrine, for me, would definitely be associated with the sacral chakra because of the color of yellow and orangey yellow. Maybe solar plexus too. It nestles within the sacral chakra and has a direct connection with her alignment with herself, nature, and spirit. It is like a stream, sometimes common trickling, bubbling and effervescent, or full-flowing with passion and truly a force. The empowered feminine knows this is one of her finest qualities and gifts in whatever way she expresses. The throat is energetically connected here and is at the higher octave of the creative expression. Speaking from truth and sharing with the world who you are is all part of this. Speaking from truth. This rose asks, are you expressing to your highest? Are you sharing your creative essence with the world? So if this message is sparking something within you, this idea that we have the dream, the impulse, that we should express from our deepest truths, like deep within ourselves, from our sacral chakra and our core, from our solar plexus, this is the pile for you today. And this is from the Rose Alchemy deck. I love this deck. It's very beautiful, I think, because it's all about the heart. And as you know, I'm really all about the heart on this channel. Roses are connected with the heart. And I think that's why they're probably my favorite flower. And that's what this channel is all about. Okay, so we're already getting a strong message coming through, expressing your inner truths, connecting with yourself. Let's flip over the oracle cards now. So we have Cosmos with coherence. Ooh, I love that message. I'll explain more about that in a minute. Shaman. Okay, that's powerful energy. Very powerful. Seeing the orange. There's so much orange connection here. There's a really color scheme emerging here with the browns, orangey browns, the yellow in here. No toxicity. I'll read this right now. So you have pulled angel number 514, no toxicity. Detoxify your relationships. Your angels want you to remove toxic patterns from your relationships. There's a need to review a current relationship and make a change for the better. If you cannot mend it and move forward, it's okay to let it go. Light a white candle today and thank your angels for protecting you from the energy that no longer serves you. So that's advice from your angels, from your spiritual team, or from the universe, however you like to think of it and whatever resonates. But that is a strong message coming through. Ooh, and then we have ceremony with invocation. Again, the orange colors here coming through, and we've got some fire energy here too, like the light a candle. So be very intentional with your energy. So we'll explore more what this means. But what I wanted to say is Cosmos. You know what? Let me read it from the guide deck, actually. I don't normally like to... I'm already reading a little bit too much from the guide deck for my liking, but I want you to hear this message from the guide deck. This is all about speaking your truth. And I'm seeing that a lot here. Speaking your truth, maybe talking to someone in difficult times. That's all about being coherent and talking clearly from a place of deep inner knowing and being very intentional about what you're saying or invoking with your words. So I actually would like to read this message because there's a very powerful theme coming through here, and I think it would be good. So let me find it very quickly. Just one second. Ooh, okay, there it is. We have Cosmos with coherence. So this is all about focusing with a crystal clear mind. And you see we have intense focus here and crystals all around. Shaman is very intentional with the energy. This is very spiritual energy. And this is all about finding harmony within thoughts and feelings, communicating honestly with ease, or when feeling shy or internal, or when it's very difficult to talk about, okay? Cosmos supports centering your being so you may communicate clearly and honestly. Finding coherence in thought and feeling can be confusing and at times contradictory. In the age we live in, it's not uncommon to feel chaotic and scattered, unsure of what we really think or feel, and Cosmos brings unity and clarity so you feel at ease when writing, speaking, and sharing with others. It also helps those who are introverted to access their truth when talking to others. This light and whimsical flower allows you to feel inspired and whole when speaking, which allows you to focus on the truth of a situation. Okay, so this is a strong urging from Spirit to review the relationships in your life. There is something going unexpressed, or maybe you're internalizing something, okay? And I think it's painful for you to hold, and you need to express it. You need to transform it. Shaman energy is all about finding maladies or places where maybe you're giving your power away in life, or it's really getting to the root of ways in which maybe you are giving your power away so that you can rectify that, so that you can reclaim your power and take it back and reconnect with the earth, with spirit, and go get back into alignment. There's this very strong energy here. So there is something toxic that needs to be worked through. So there's a lot of messages here about how to do it. You could do it through a ceremony, if that speaks to you. That could even just be, I think it can even just be in the like a visualization. So if doing actual ceremony doesn't speak to you, what this could mean is just like in the shower even, like imagining the situation that's troubling you and imagining the water washing it away. So using visualizations. Or it could be meditating or going through more of this shamanic process of this more spiritual process of connecting with spirit or earth energy, or just these very dominant life force energies, and trying to figure out where things are unbalanced and how to fix it. And maybe writing about with the coherence, maybe writing about, what's actually wrong. Maybe you're kind of afraid to face it, but maybe you can access what's going on through writing about it. Or with this creativity, it's asking you to transform this energy. Shamanic energy is very much about transformation. So transforming these deep feelings that are troubling you into something else. So maybe turning pain into art, for example, or expressing them through conversation in order to disperse the energy. You have to face it though, and not hide from it. And Spirit wants to give you the courage to do this. Okay, let's keep going though. Let's get into the tarot cards and actually identify what are you feeling right now. That's this first card. And then the second card will be what actually are you going through right now. So let's flip them both over. Hurt, yeah. So confused by actions, upset, hurt by words, let down, betrayed, wounded, bruised, emotional damage, upset. You're going through something. Pile number 2. Oh yeah. 10 of Swords. But it's passing. Again, it's the storm you've weathered. So we've got the strong red here. Okay. Actually, let's flip everything over and interpret it all together. So the next message is going to be like the peace that Spirit is sending you. The love that Spirit is sending you that's arriving right now. Page of Wands. This is very interesting. So if you remember from the message from the RM8, the rose message is that action. So it's like dream and then action. This is kind of reminding me of transformation of pain and then action. So this could be taking action in transforming this pain you've been feeling into art. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip of water here. So this is the peace arriving now, is actually empowerment to take action away from these negative feelings. So the storm you've weathered definitely is a painful one. You have been feeling a lot of emotional turmoil, especially with hurt. So this could be, let's keep going. So the next card is going to be, how does Spirit want to bless you? Ooh, okay, Judgment. And then the promise ahead. The 5 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So kind of overcoming disappointments. So definitely overcoming this energy is what's ahead. And how will you be feeling? Oh, wow. That's very clear message from Spirit. So you're going from feeling hurt to feeling healed through these processes of detoxifying your relationships, through maybe talking about it with the people who are hurting you. An inner or maybe external process of transforming with the shaman, of confronting and fixing kind of the illness that you're feeling inside. The illness being this deep wound, this hurt that you've been feeling. And also maybe transforming the energy through creating art. Okay, so pile number 2, let's discuss it a little bit further. So the storm you've been weathering is a powerful one. I'm so sorry to see this here, and I really empathize with you. So this is you feeling hurt by a person, hurt by a situation. Maybe somebody's been lying to you, or they said some really harsh words. And this could be like at work or in your personal life, like family, or it could be in a relationship. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time. Maybe you're in a partnership with somebody who's actually toxic, or some of the patterns you have together are toxic. Could be a boss. Could be... With this one, I don't really feel that this is particularly like with ways you speak to yourself. I do think there is trouble in a partnership with somebody else. Especially because it's about this detoxifying your relationships. So it could be that you're giving your power away. Maybe you're coming from a place of dealing with people who are just not very careful with other people's feelings. So it could be to varying degrees, okay? Like it could be that you have a pattern of like feeling extremely hurt by things that are smaller. That could be like a message, but I really think for most of you, you are dealing with somebody who's really hurt your feelings, and maybe even on purpose. And it's going to take like a powerful conversation and a powerful look at some of the patterns that you have in order to fix it. Now, of course, remember, I'm not any sort of the therapist, counselor, doctor, as I mentioned earlier. So only take this message if it's resonating. If you have been feeling this deep heaviness, this emotional pain about somebody, and it's been kind of overtaking your life and coloring your life lately in your relationships. So this could be, it could be a friendship. It could be betrayal by somebody. It could be that they've said harsh words to you, or said one thing and did another, and so like disappointed you really in a way. So this is your pile if this has been the storm that you've been going through, this feeling of hurt. And the piece arriving now, though, is a strong change. It is a strong change in what I see is kind of like the Page of Wands is a new endeavor. Something new to be passionate about. This, I sometimes feel that this can be like a new relationship too. So perhaps there was an ending to a relationship that it left you with a lot of wounds to be healed, okay? A lot to write about, to think about, to explore, to transform. And what is coming in now, the piece arriving now, this could be a person, like a new person to start new with. It could just be a change within yourself and your own mindset to take your mind away from this and to give yourself something new to focus on. So what that could mean is you're deciding, well, you know what? I'm going to take everything I learned and all of this pain, and I am going to like start a new endeavor that I'm passionate about. I'm going to maybe date somebody new. I am going to maybe completely act differently when this pattern comes up. So say this is about a relationship that it's not necessarily one you need to let go of, but it's just one that needs some transformation. Maybe you're in a pattern where, I don't know, let's just imagine you fight with your partner or something. And when maybe your partner's kind of avoidant, and maybe you're not avoidant. So maybe if your partner starts to shut down before you would like try to fix the situation with them right away, and then they would get mean or something like that, and you would feel really hurt because of how they reacted, because of the patterns of behavior people have, like maybe attachment styles and things like that. This is saying, you know what, if they pull away, I'm gonna let them, and I'm gonna focus on what I want to focus on and go do what I want to do. And that might be very healing for the relationship, because that person maybe is getting the space they need in order to then come back together stronger. That's just one idea that got put into my head when I kind of saw two people walking away and come back together in my mind. So that's why I said that particular example. Again, only take that message if it's resonating. It could apply to any message though. So you could be transforming a pattern you have with somebody for the better through focusing on your own interests. Maybe when you say, all right, I'm going to go focus on myself. This could also be, if it's maybe something else, maybe you transform the pain you're feeling. You're taking on a new project, like writing a book or writing poetry about it, or going and working on painting or something that's exciting to you, like a project that's exciting to you, where you can explore these feelings and express them in a positive way, in a way that doesn't leave you feeling so stabbed, really, all like so emotionally. It helps you move through this pain and not feel paralyzed by it. Okay, and with the mirror, it's like you have to face this pain and transform it and move it along. Okay, with the how Spirit wants to bless you is with this judgment. So again, this is good judgment coming in. You're going to be able to see these patterns really clearly. So if there's a toxic pattern between you and somebody, you're going to be able to see exactly what's going wrong and diagnose it and say, okay, I see exactly where we are running in circles over and over again, or where we're on autopilot, having the same conversations over again, or the same thing is happening. I say something and then that person gets passive aggressive and then we fight. Like, you're going to see the patterns for what they are and have the judgment to help you maybe sidestep them, avoid them, or you're going to be able to have that difficult conversation. You're going to make a decision you can't go back from. So maybe it is to let it go. Okay. And Spirit is supporting you in that if that's what you decide, if that's what feels right. But it also could be Spirit supporting you to make the judgment call to confront them and really talk about it, like talk it out about how the patterns you have are harmful to you, about how they're blocking your creativity, they're really affecting your life and your self-esteem, and you're going to speak from a very strong inner truth and be able to articulate to that person what needs to change and how it needs to change. It'll also give you insight into how to navigate better. So you're going to have very good judgment about how to navigate it. So for example, if it's not with a relationship, like a romantic relationship or family relationship, maybe it's a relationship at work causing you troubles, you will have strong judgment to see how to avoid that conflict altogether. This is just giving you the blessing that Spirit is giving you is strong judgment, strong, clear inner knowing, and the ability to strategically plan and make different decisions based on your inner truth. Okay, that's a very strong message coming through. And then we have in the promise ahead, the kind of rainbow after the rain. I actually like this card here in this position because it's come out, especially because it came out in reverse. I think in this particular deck, even if it came out upright, I would still like it for you, but especially because it's reversed, this means that you're going to be able to move on from this disappointment, this hurt feelings, these spilled cups, okay? And you're going to be, if you can see here, we're talking about detoxifying relationships, reviewing them, coming together closer through processes of transformation, through talking about deep truths, through you doing your own inner work, maybe through creative expression, through talking and speaking your truth. It's going to bring you closer. So if you choose to stay in this relationship and work through it, it is going to work. You are going to be able to work through it, and you'll be closer with that person, if you see here. And you'll be able to stop thinking about these 3 of Cups that have spilled and focus on your energy on these 2 glowing cups that remain. And it's a 2 of Cups that remain, right? And the 2 of Cups in the tarot is such a beautiful energy of partnership, exchange, and good emotional connection. And so I always like to think that with the 3 of Cups, when it comes out in reverse and it's the 2 of Cups left, I like to think of it as kind of a little bit of the 2 of Cups energy coming back in, where you can be content and recalibrated emotionally and safe and secure, more so emotionally, and feeling gratitude for what you do have and wanting to protect and appreciate that. So actually the promise ahead is very good. It's showing that the loving message from Spirit is that it will work and you will come out of this storm, and the rainbow after this rain is moving on from these negative emotions and these feelings of disappointment and hurt that have really been present in your everyday life. And how you'll be feeling, it's healing. You're going to feel in a state of healing, regaining strength. You have time for yourself, self-care, and putting yourself first. And that's what this is. Spirit is empowering you to put yourself first, to put your own interests first. Maybe you have been like living for someone else in some ways, so like going along with what they want, and you're going to get the power now to say, like, maybe your partner's like, let's go to the gym, and you're going to say, actually, no, I'm going to work on my book. I'm going to work on my art. I'm going to just read a book for myself and do what makes me feel happy. I'm going to take on this project and put some energy into that. You're going to get more autonomy to do that and be able to voice it with coherence. This is actually a beautiful ending for this reading. Okay, that was a lot of messages that came through pile number 2. So this is what's going on right now. This is the storm you're weathering, and there were so many loving messages from Spirit here and supportive messages from Spirit. And so Spirit wants to know that wants you to know that healing is ahead. You just need to do some of this work that you're being supported to do. Yes, those are the messages that came through pile number 2. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear below, that you picked this pile, and maybe if you tell me a little bit about how it resonated, I'd love to hear that. If you liked this reading, please feel free to give a like. It really helps my channel. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, if you'd like to see more, I would love it if you would subscribe so I can see you next time here. Okay, thank you, pile number 2, so much for letting me tune into your energy, and I really wish you the oh my gosh, all the words ran away from me. I really wish you all the best through this time, and I hope that the time spent in this energy is coming to a very quick close, and you're able to jump into this new energy very soon. You're very supported to do that through Spirit. So thank you, pile number 2, and have a beautiful and blessed rest of your day. Until next time, bye-bye. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. It's really lovely to have you joining me today for this special reading. As I said in the introduction, this reading is all about what loving message Spirit has for you to help you get through kind of the storm that you've been weathering, or through whatever situation it is that you've been going through. So really, it's a loving message, loving advice from your spiritual team today. As always, just a gentle reminder that in these readings, I'm acting as an intuitive reader, not any sort of licensed therapist, counselor, or doctor, or anything like that. So any messages that come through are just meant to support your inner knowing and confirm your inner knowing, not replace your own judgment. Please always remember that you have your own free will. You are the one who gets to really decide if these messages are helpful for you or not. So if something is resonating, absolutely let it affirm and confirm what you're already feeling deep down. But if it's not resonating, feel free to leave it behind and jump to a different reading or even a different video if it's calling to you. So trust your own intuition. These messages are really meant to help you get in tune with your own intuition. So definitely trust it. But this is your pile if you were very much attracted to pile number 3 here. So this particular rose, this particular stone, the iolite and sunstone, or if you were really drawn to the number 3. And again, this message is loving messages from your spiritual team. Please know this is a general reading, so some of the messages might really apply, and then some of them maybe not so much, but definitely listen to the whole reading to see what's applying and what's maybe not. And also remember, there could be messages for you in the other 2 piles too, so please go ahead, absolutely click on any pile that is calling out to you. Okay, let's get started. So we have today oracle cards and tarot cards to help discern the message from your spiritual team. And you have picked the RB9 rose. So I want to read to you from the guidebook for this oracle deck what this means, what message this is from Spirit. But just starting out with the stone you've picked, I love this stone. It's iolite and sunstone. And this stone is sometimes called, especially the iolite, is sometimes called the Viking's compass. I don't exactly remember why. I think it has something to do because I think it's called polychromatic. Depending on how you look at this stone, it can look different. And I think it has properties of helping, when you overlay it, it can help find the sun on a cloudy day because of how it can help change the colors around it. Something along those lines. But it's really a stone so you can tell of discernment, of clear knowing, finding things. It's typically associated with the higher chakras, the crown and third eye. And then we have the sunstone in the same stone, which is more about solar plexus energy, sacral chakra energy, self-esteem and things like this, letting your inner light shine. And so together in one stone, I find it a very powerful combination that you've picked. But let's go ahead. Let's read the message for RB9. And this is from the Rose Alchemy deck. Let me open it up here. I've bookmarked it. So this is about truth, okay? Fame, reputation, and self-confidence. The message from Spirit is Spirit wants you to know that you are the truth in your heart, okay? Give purely from the heart and everyone shares. Step up on life's stage regardless of stairs. The truth in your voice is heard on the wave, and your journey complete by the love that you gave. The fame rose in the Bagua series guides you to authenticity in all that you do. She is the pinnacle of your expression in the outer world. How do people see you? What qualities do you exemplify, and what do people admire you for? In what way do you lead others? Do you walk your talk? If this rose has called to you today, she asks, what is it that you seek? What fulfillment is desired? Following the truth in your heart and the light that is there will doubtlessly lead you to the destination. Follow only the truth in your heart. Wow, I already love the association that has with the compass of message here, and also, a compass kind of leading towards the sun. Follow the truth in your heart to the destination. So it's like an inner compass. So this message from Spirit is all about needing to follow your inner compass, okay? Making sure that how you feel inside is echoed on the outside, that people are seeing you for you because your actions align with what you say, okay? And that you take action that is very heart-centered action. That's a beautiful message. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's flip over all our oracle cards, and then we'll get to our tarot cards too. I'll put this off to the side. Okay. Okay, so we have change. Absolutely. We have wolf with instinct. We have moon. Take note of intuitive messages. And we have farewell, so as an angel message. Look fondly on what was. Oh, this is 924, by the way, if you can't see it. So this is angel number 924 coming from your spirit guides. Look fondly on what was. It's okay to look back on the past with a thankful heart. Your angels see that you are letting go of things that once served you well, and they remind you that it's necessary to do so. Take a few moments now and connect to your angels as you visualize their loving light surrounding you. Send your angels and yourself gratitude as you let go of the past. Wow. Yeah, these messages are all about change. These messages are all about change and movement from Spirit. So this loving message is to help you get through a time of change where you need to make a necessary change, where you need to follow your gut instinct about something that's not working and have remembrance of the fact that things in life, they do go through cycles, and one of the cycles is letting go of things. It's allowing things to come to completion, or at least as complete as they can get, and knowing they served their purpose and letting them go. Change. Dragonfly is a huge symbol and totem animal, a spirit guide animal for navigating change, for transformation. Dragonflies, they start out in the water, and then they emerge from the water and take to the skies, okay? So they have to go through a period of change. They have to say goodbye, farewell to the pond that they were living in order to move on to the next phase in their life. And that way they remind me a lot of butterflies, how they go through metamorphosis or transformation. So dragonflies are a powerful message to let change in. And I would say here, there's also following your gut, allowing the moon, especially that full moon idea here, to shed light on your inner knowing and letting go. So cycles are coming to an end here, and you need to follow your gut. Let's look a little bit more. So with the tarot cards now, as well as my kind of feeling oracle cards here, what I'm looking at is what you're feeling right now. So this has to do with what storm you might be weathering, maybe what energy Spirit wants to help you move on from right now. And you actually got 2 cards, so 2 feeling cards here for the storm you've been weathering. And you also got 2 tarot cards for like what's to show what storm exactly you've been weathering. So let's flip these ones over first. So we have, ooh, sneaky, and disappointment. Okay. So I think you are maybe dealing with feelings of disappointment in a situation, feeling discontent, let down, unfulfilled, maybe sad. And then sneaky, I think you're dealing with somebody who's maybe sly, deceitful. Maybe they hid things, devious, they were lying to you or tricking you. That's very interesting. So this is very much about a needed change in your life because you're dealing with some of these energies. And you should trust your instincts as to who to let go of in your life. Because you want to move more so towards embracing a new way where the life you have on the outside matches what you would want on the inside. With your self-confidence, with your reputation, and how other people see you. You want to change the way other people are relating to you. You want to be more, you want to change your path. You want to change your path. You want to transform. That's what Spirit wants to help you with. And this is a loving message to help you get there. And to give you, especially if it's been difficult, maybe to let go of something, this is a message coming through to help you let go of it in a loving way. Okay, now let's see, what exactly have you been going through? What is this storm? The Sun reversed. Okay. And the King of Swords reversed. Yeah, I almost want to pair these together like this. You got extra cards, pile number 3. So I feel like you may have been dealing, so this is your pile if one of the situations maybe you're dealing with is somebody who is lying to you, who is deceitful, who's trying to make you question yourself, who's trying to make you like take away your shine, who's trying to, whose actions, who's maybe deceitful, vindictive, mean actions have been affecting your self-esteem. And this is not what you want. You want to follow your gut instinct that there is kind of a better way of life out there for you, one where you are more empowered. So Spirit wants to help you become empowered through saying farewell to this energy, changing this energy, transforming it. So this could be, especially with the King of Swords, I'm inclined to feel that it could be an energy within yourself, but I'm just inclined to feel that this is somebody else that you're dealing with. So now I actually almost want to move it like this. I feel like you're dealing with somebody else, and this is how they're making you feel. So they're being sneaky, they're being deceitful with this King of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who is misusing intellect, who is cruel with their words and cutting in a mean way with their words. So this could be like, I feel like this could be a boss or like a coworker who's like stabbing you in the back. It could be somebody who's just being sneaky and vindictive in their actions. Like if this could be like it could be family member, it could be relationship, could be a boss, but it is a person, and it doesn't have to be a man. It could be a woman. But it's a person who is really working against you behind the scenes, and that's really affecting other people's perception of you. And that's very disappointing. And in fact, their sneaky ways, the way that they're behaving, has had a big impact on you emotionally. You felt like things are clouded over. You felt like you're not able to shine and be your best self. Whenever you try to do something, I think maybe it's been ending up in disappointment, like it's being undercut, or you're being undermined by this person who's working against you. Or maybe you're even in a relationship who just to your face says straight up mean things. Okay, they're really mean. This is a person who's mean. They're like cold and logical, but not logical in like an intelligent way that helps you cut through the fluff of life or things, if it's so emotional you don't even know what to do. It's very nice to have somebody who can be logical, but this person is not very, this is not about being logical. This is just being cruel. I'm inclined to feel that this could be somebody at work, especially with the tie on this panda bear. Yeah, this is somebody who with their words is not being very nice. And it has affected you a lot emotionally with your self-esteem. and maybe you're even questioning yourself. And so Spirit, this is an empowering message from Spirit. Spirit wants you to take back your power. If I've been talking and somebody's popping into your mind, trust your instincts. It's probably that person, okay? So what is the peace arriving now? Let's look at the next tarot card. Oh, yay. Okay, Three of Cups. I love seeing this one next. So you are going to be you've been feeling very isolated here, right, by this person. They've been making you feel like it's difficult to access your like inner shine with the sun, your happiness, your joy. You've been feeling sad. You are going to be reconnecting with your soul tribe. So if this is a work situation, I think some excellent coworkers who are going to uplift you, believe you, and help get you away from this person are going to be coming in. If this is a relationship or a friend group, like maybe there's like a fourth person here who's this kind of guy, you're kicking them out of your friend group, okay? And what you're going to be left with is a supportive community of people who are filling each other's cup, who have fun together and bring happiness, back, okay? You can see everybody's kind of blowing bubbles, getting along, frolicking in a meadow. This is very sweet energy. The peace excuse me, the peace arriving now is friendship. It is positive relationships in your community, support. You are going to be having support. It's like finding your tribe, okay? Or I should say your pack, like your wolf pack. You're going to go from feeling isolated and alone and kind of like bullied, I feel, to feeling supported. A supportive group of friends is coming to help you out. So you're really moving on from this energy. Okay, how does Spirit want to bless you exactly? Strength. Yeah, I love this. I love seeing strength here. So there's quite a bit of major arcana here with the sun and strength. So you are going to be feeling a lot more empowered. You are going to be feeling like you can trust yourself again. So if this person has been making you question yourself, you're going to be taking your power back and trusting that you can get through tough situations with grace, with elegance. And I think the support, excuse me, I've been talking too much. I think the support from the people around you here is going to be absolutely vital in helping you regain your feelings of self-confidence and your optimism. So you're going to be going from feeling like totally disappointed and sad and unhappy and blocked emotionally and kind of blocked with creativity and inspiration. And maybe if this is work, for example, you're going to be dreading going into work. You're going to move from this into feeling happy to go into work, into feeling like you can speak up for yourself, like you can get through arguments and they won't feel like the end of the world. You'll feel way more hopeful, I think, in life, because you'll have the support coming in from people. And this will also help to repair your reputation, because you'll have people who stand up for you in rooms you're not in, people who speak positively about you and who believe in you and are supporting you. There's going to be like a loyalty, okay? How does Spirit want to bless you? Okay, wow. So this is major energy. We have 3 major arcana that came out, pile number 3. That's crazy. So with the star, it's like a return of hope into your life. Oh, excuse me. Let me just take a sip of water here. Okay, sorry about that. So with the star, I feel like this is a return of hope and optimism, like really amplified from strength. You're going to be feeling like hope is coming back into your life. And here, right, with strength, I feel like you're going to be able to trust that you can find peaceful resolutions. And then with the star, you're going to be feeling that hope that will continue. So like together, these are very positive feelings that you will be accessing, I think, because you will start to have the support of a group of people. It's like in dealing with a problem, it's like you can trust that like 3 heads are better than 1, sort of a thing. Like you have people, and also they're not going to steal your ideas. I'm getting the sense that these are people who are going to like give credit where credit is due. Just really ultimately supportive people who make you feel help you believe in yourself again. Okay. I feel too like with the star, that's like accessing healing and creative renewal and feeling more spiritually aligned, I would say, but especially feeling hope. And with strength too. So we have like an inner strength and hope returning, and then just like a hope in life returning. So things are going to feel a lot better. It's like you're going to feel more guided by spirit, but also that trusting your instincts has worked, and you're going to feel like you're moving ahead with a group of people who are solid. And how are you going to feel? Let's flip over our last card here. Yeah, I feel like you're going to feel this loyalty, right? These cards really go together for me. You're going to be feeling that there's people in your life who have allegiance with you, who are loyal to you, and you can be loyal to them and trust them. So it's like a return of trust. So what the promise ahead of this is, the loving message from Spirit, is that hope and resilience and optimism are headed your way, and so is kind of a soul tribe. This could be friends, this could be family members who are supportive, like re-entering your life, but I feel it could be coworkers too. So really friendly, it's like a little community around you will be coming together and helping you, a helping hand from others. And so Spirit is saying, accept it, trust your instincts, and trust your instincts about who this person is. And I would say a good way to know who this person is that's working against you is to think about, who are you feeling when you're around them? Who are you feeling kind of frustrated, discontent, and like unhappy around? That is the person who's probably working against you in ways, and it's not speaking kindly about you, not speaking kindly to you. Okay, so your soul tribe is coming in, pile number 3. People who will help you navigate unclear waters. People who will be loyal to you. People who will help you let go of negative situations. I think those are the strong messages coming through pile number 3. It's very clear. You are going through a time of change, and you're going to have help getting through it. Not just from Spirit, but from real people in the real world. And maybe those people are already entering your life, but if they haven't, they will soon. And I feel like it's going to be like at least 2 people. But maybe more. It could even be more. And those people will be trustworthy, and they'll really you'll feel like it might even feel like you've known them before, like you've met them before, and like they're a part of your like soul pack, like your family pack. You'll have an inherent trust with them. Oh, you have so much to look forward to. There is really so much optimism and hope returning to your life, and you're going to be able to kind of clear this energy, get it back up with the sun upright, kind of enjoy your life again. If your weekends have been ruined, for example, like if this is a work situation, if your weekends have been totally ruined by what's going on, your weekend, like you're going to be able to relax again and enjoy your weekends, because you're going to have coworkers or people in your life who you can actually go out with and have fun with and enjoy their company, and they'll enjoy your company too. It's like you're together, like a wolf pack. I think you'll also feel more inspired with the star, maybe more creative too, but I do think you'll feel more inspired, more in touch with your inner self, and you'll feel more aligned on your path. Yeah, you'll let go of those negative emotions. Strength is definitely resilience. So I kind of like seeing here, we've got like the little tiny mouse with the sword. I feel like that's kind of like, it's kind of like reminding me of this character. It's almost like you'll be able to see that people who seem so big, maybe it's not so big after all, the problems that they can cause in your life. That you do have empowerment. You do have a role to play in knowing that it's kind of, what's coming to mind is that quote, like you can't, nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. I believe it's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote. My apologies if that's incorrect, but I believe it was Eleanor Roosevelt that quote is attributed to. So it's kind of like you'll be able to see, you know what, with the help of my friends, these problems that seem so big alone, they're not so big. So it's a very powerful energy returning, like a return of hope and friendship and You're going to, because you've been through this, you're going to feel stronger and like you can handle situations like this too in the future. So lots of loving messages came through from Spirit here about how to help navigate the waters that you find yourself in, pile number 3. Please let me know in the comments below, if this reading resonated for you, if you've been going through anything like this. And also, if you did enjoy this reading, please feel free to like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, also feel free to subscribe. I'd love to see you in the next reading. But yeah, those are the messages coming through pile number 3. Thank you so much for tuning in to this reading and staying with me to the end here. And I hope you have a really beautiful and blessed day. There's lots of wonderful things coming in from you, and you're so supported by Spirit right now through these changes. Spirit just wants you to trust yourself right now and to trust that people who will support you are also coming in. It's an end and a farewell to dealing with this stuff. So you can stand up for yourself with grace to whoever is trying to kind of like stab into you with their words and their actions and affect you in a negative way with their plans, their sneaky plans. So an end to this disappointment. Okay. Thank you, pile number 3. Until next time, bye-bye.